everybody, thanks for joining me today. Who doesn't love an underdog? That's kind of what this video is about. Some underdog makeup brands, underrated brands, I feel, and what are the best products from these different lines. And I was thinking about, like, why are these brands underrated? And I think with a lot of these, I'm going to name 5, and I'm going to name like a top 2 products from each, but I think they're maybe not as accessible. At one point in time or another, some of these brands had been in different larger retailers and now they're not, and that kind of could take away from some of the knowledge that the public has about them. Also, as far as I know, these brands don't send out a lot of PR to influencers, creators, whatever you want to call us. That might limit the exposure a little bit. I'm just not sure. But they're fantastic brands. Like, they're some of the best that are out there. They just may not be as well known. And if any of these brands happen to be unfamiliar to you, hopefully this video will be useful because it will answer that question, well, where do I start? Where's the best place to jump in? What are the must-have products to try, kind of the trademark products from these lines? I just realized I did not take my makeup headband off from when I was shooting the demos, but I actually think I'm just gonna leave it on because I think the hair looks better this way. But anyway, I just love this topic. I love these brands, and if there are any other brands or products that come to mind for you, definitely share them in the comments section. But for now, I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna talk about my first underrated brand, and I think that is TheBalm. We were just talking in a recent video how I need to do a video, maybe talking about some of TheBalm's best products, best and worst, I don't know. There's not a lot of worst from this line, honestly. They are a spectacular brand quality-wise, but on top of that, I think they're kind of known for a really thoughtful presentation, beautiful packaging, a lot of times incorporating kind of old school, sort of a retro thing going on, different characters. I mean, you got the Merry Luminizer, Meet Matt. There have been these different iconic sort of characters that they've created in their sublines. But if I were to name a couple of their best products, the first one I'm going to name is actually, I think, super underrated. It's probably pretty rare if you hear somebody talk about this. I know I talked about it, raved on it before, but their Even Steven Whipped Foundation is so good. I wear this in the shade light medium. It is a small jar, okay? This is the full size. It's 0.45 fluid ounces, but I tell you what, it does not take much of this product to get the job done. If you like matte and you like full coverage, this is one to look to. I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, but as you'll see in the demo, it really does establish some beautiful coverage. And then, as you can see by the end of my look, I've got glow on my skin. I've added my blushes and highlights and whatnot, but this actually gives such a flawless and long-wearing base, and I don't hear hardly anyone talking about it, but it's great. It's definitely gone up the list in terms of favorite products from this line. Another thing that I really talk about a lot that I think the brand really is definitely known for are their blushes. I mean, they just do a great powder cheek product, really blush, bronzer, or highlight wise. And I've got their blush, bronzer, and highlight on right now. I'm wearing Frat Boy. I also layered up a little something else, which I'll explain in a little bit, but the textures of their blushes, they're so pigmented, but they've come out with some really like iconic colors. Like, this is Frat Boy, this peachy pink. They've got their Hot Mama. This is not going to be a brand that just puts out a zillion no-name kind of random colors. They've recently come out with their Balm Fire line, which if you like luminous glowy blushes, this is really cool. I talked about these in a bite-sized review video, but in these you get 2 tones of glowy blush. Great amount of luminosity and color on the skin, but honestly, your best value, if this is all coming as a shock to you and you're like, okay, I want to try some of this stuff, the best value is to get their In the Balm of Your Hand palette. Here they have basically plucked eyeshadows from different palettes that have been very popular, and then you've got the Merry Luminizer highlight, an In-Stain blush, you got Frat Boy, Down Boy, and the Bahama Mama bronzer. So these are iconic products from their line, and you're getting them all in one, and it's the same quality that you would expect to have. So like today I applied the Bahama Mama bronzer. That makes a beautiful contour shade. Put it around your hairline, hollows of the cheeks, slim down that neck and chin, whatever you want to do. That's a great matte bronzer shade. Then I did use the Frat Boy on my cheeks, and I finished off the whole look with the Merry Luminizer. I'm not sure if or where the Volume 1 is still in stock, but I know I just saw on TheBalm's website they still have Volume 2. Also, Amazon is a place where you can find TheBalm products, and their eyeshadow palettes are great as well. I mean, I pulled out Nude Beach here because this is one I personally want to rediscover. Again, with the packaging that honestly just brings a sense of humor to everything, right? But I love the tones in there. I really want to get some use out of that again. So they're blushes slash palettes containing blushes. Also eyeshadows. I'm trying keep it to a top 2, but their eyeshadows are great too. And then this foundation as well. Next brand that I think is super underrated is Besame. And this is a brand that, I mean, they're not even on Sephora anymore, which is disappointing because I do think that is how a lot of people became exposed to the line. I don't know, I'm sure they're making the best business decisions for themselves, but there are a couple of things from this line that are really, really good. One of them is the loose powders. I'm still working off of my mini trio of loose powders that I got like a couple holiday seasons ago. They're so nice as brightening under eye setting powders. They've got this violet one, which has really become my favorite. And I'm sorry, my demos are probably kind of all over the place here because you've already seen the blush applied. Now we're going back to the under eye setting powder, but whatever, you follow me. To set under eye concealer, I think this is really brightening and nice, and it never looks heavy. But they have a rose tone shade. They also have more of a creamy, yellowy, kind of buttery color. But I've really taken to this violet shade, and I'll use it all over the T-zone. It will result in tremendous staying power. Like, it really does help lock things in. It's a pretty product. If you buy it full size, it's a super pretty packaging that they put this stuff in. But the thing to know about Besame is that while their products, their lipsticks in particular, are beautiful looking, they are very functional. I've had tremendous long wear, not just out of that powder, but out of their lipsticks as well. And this is a vintage replica kind of line. They will seek out like certain lipstick shades from different years, the iconic color of 1969 or whatever it may be. And then they will duplicate that exact shade and put it in a tube that you can buy. I think that's really cool. The brand is just so old Hollywood, old school glamour. I mean, if you want to feel really special, add an element of excitement and specialness to your makeup routine, get a Besame lipstick. That would be my second thing from this line, that it really is an iconic part of their line, their classic lipsticks. I love Red Hot Red. And see for yourself, look through their website and see their different reds, because there are a lot of different versions, a lot of different takes on red that they've done. But something about Red Hot Red, which was Marilyn Monroe's signature shade, it's got a little added warmth, just an extra bright punch, and I just think it's lovely. In my demo, I just slapped it on basically. But if you want to really follow their methods, you can apply it with a lip brush. That gives you a lot of precision with these lipsticks. And you can try the double blot technique where you put it on, blot it off, put on more, give it another blot, and you will be shocked, shocked at the staying power. You'll be like, what liquid lipstick? These creams last beautifully well. Another favorite shade is probably Dusty Rose, which I still have in my mini here. This is a beautiful, I think, deep berry, actually. It's gorgeous on. And we're talking about creamy lipsticks here. There's not going to be an overwhelming amount of shine whatsoever. They don't look 100% matte, though. There's a little gentle sheen, I think, that comes off the lips with these. But if you've never gotten into this line, take a minute to look through their website, pick up a lipstick, see what you think. I think you're going to be thrilled with practical things like the color intensity and the amazing staying power, but it also just like gives you this boost from within. I don't know, just the glamour factor of getting one of these is really great. Now we got to talk about M Cosmetics. This is Michelle Phan's makeup line. I mean, she is who a lot of people would say is the original OG beauty YouTuber. And she's gone off and created this line. She has very slowly added to it with the glosses, the matte lip clouds, the eyeliners. She's brought blushes into the mix now. Everything that has come out has been such great quality. It's very hard for me to choose like just the top products. But one thing that's been undeniable for me from this brand has been the true glosses. I will definitely link below to my full video describing the formula in depth, taking you through all of the shades because they are absolutely gorgeous and it's a very special formula. It's something that you're going to notice a real thinness going across the lips as you apply, and you're going to think, wait, is this going to mean staying power? Is this going to mean like staying inside the lines? But with a little bit of wear, then you press your lips together, you're like, wait, that doesn't feel thin at all. It's got enough thickness to hang on. And the color intensity is so beautiful, and they've recently launched even a few more shades. The shade I've been wearing throughout the video has been one of these, and it's the shade Moroccan Sunset. Just one of those gorgeous, warm, orangey reds that I get attracted to. And then one of my favorite new shades that's come out is Magenta Magic. So pretty if you love a berry kind of pink. I think still a super wearable pink, but it's so nice. I think that kind of shade was sort of missing out of the original launch of these. But they're described as kind of a gel gloss, and you get that feeling in application, but then it becomes so just comfortable on the lips. Not sticky, in the least. Not at all sticky. The furthest thing from sticky, but yet it's developed sort of a cling to your lips and they wear down so evenly and beautifully. Like, you will not regret it if you get those. I hope when I was raving about a holiday set that they had come out with, it's probably not still on their website, but like their little sampler, that was a great deal when they had that. But my other favorite thing from the line, I think, is really the new serum blushes. Like, these are impressive. I talked about them in my bite-size review. So if you want to see an application, go to that video because I just had too many blush things to talk about here. But they've put this out in 4 shades. This, in this hand, here's your lightest and your darkest. Lightest is Milk Rose, then we have Soft Amethyst, and then the 2 kind of middle shades are really the Bright Punch. We've got Pink Nectar and Sunset Sky. These are a very liquidy product. You're going to see that with the dropper style, and then if you get a little bit out on your hand, you're going to think, wow, this is liquidy, but start touching it, really feel the product, and you will understand that this is not just like a watery stain. When they call it a serum blush, it actually does have a little richness and thickness to the formula, and it makes it very, very easy to blend in, not quick to set on the skin, and the color is so pure and so beautiful. The look of this blended into the skin looks nothing like makeup. I really feel like anybody can wear any shade because even the deepest shade is able to so easily and seamlessly blend. I think it's a really cool product. It's different from anything I have in terms of its texture, but keep in mind these are not a shimmery product. They're just pure colors. I think it's a really cool launch, a great thing for this line. Here's my next underrated brand. It wasn't maybe so underrated back in the day when I started on YouTube, but it's become a little more underrated over the years, but yet I think the quality, if anything, has improved. And I'm talking about Coastal Scents, yo, Coastal Scents. I mean, they have gone from being a brand that really majored in the 88 shade mega palettes, you know, every color of the rainbow, to doing some more like specific to their own brand kind of things now. And to me, a couple of their best products, I really like their revealed palettes, which are kind of like a series of Urban Decay Naked dupe palettes. My favorite is the 2 because it is the most like berry oriented. I really like this. I'm wearing this on my eyes today. I actually kicked off the look with probably my favorite shade in the palette, which is this matte berry right here, and I just patted it on the outer part of my eye, and I sort of just went in sections, and I got the middle part of my eye with this kind of rosy shimmer, just got that on the lid, blended it up into the crease, and then as we moved inward, I actually brought in just a little bit of peachy warmth with that peach shimmer in the top row, and I also used that to kind of blend out the edges of my look as well. Highlighted with the lightest shimmery shade, and I love the textures there. They're soft, they're pigmented, like there's nothing wrong with these palettes, and they're giving them away at a steal. There's actually a huge sale going on Coastal Scents website now, and I got in on that. I'm waiting for my order, but I got a bunch of the Hot Pots, which are the single shadows. You may not find a better deal on single eyeshadows, and you can make your own palette. They have like the bare empty palettes, and you can fill them up however you want, but just a couple bucks for great single eyeshadows and you can really make it your own. Or the pre-made palettes if you really like neutrals. You know, think of the themes of Urban Decay Naked, and that's kind of what the revealed palettes follow. They've got a new like really reddish toned one, and I ordered that as well. So those are a great thing from Coastal Scents. Also their Forever blushes. Oh my gosh, what a throwback. You want to talk about a pigmented, huge bang for your buck blush. Check these out. I actually applied a little bit extra of this shade called Poetic here, which doesn't look like too much, does it? Well, it gave a beautiful kind of added warmth to my cheeks. I really like that. And then I've got this shade called Lovely, which I think is a beautiful, intense coral. And it only takes a little bit of these blushes. They're very pigmented. You'll have them for a long time if you get one. But right now, like, they're practically giving them away in this sale, and they're so good. And the color range goes far beyond these. And then I think additionally, they do sell just magnetic pans that would go into their palettes of blushes. I haven't gotten any of those, and I'm not sure if they are the same quality as these, but for sure the Forever blushes are very, very nice. That is a massive bang for your buck, and nobody talks about them. And the last underrated brand I want to mention today is Mally. Mally Beauty. Over the years, I mean, they have come out with some really stellar products. Mally Roncal, celebrity makeup artist. I actually had the privilege of meeting her. Gosh, how many years ago was that? Was it back in like 2010, 2011 or something like that? She's amazing. She herself is very inspirational. Her enthusiasm, her happiness, her zest for life is very contagious if you follow her on any of her social media. But if I had to pick a top 2 like powerhouse products from her line, I would have to say number 1, the Evercolor Gel Waterproof Liner Pencils. I remember talking about one of these, the Graphite one, which is kind of a near black. I talked about that in a favorites video a few months ago, and it did prompt me to go ahead and buy off of her website the shades Iris and Hazelnut too, which are a purple and a brown. And then I applied the purple today just across my upper lash line. What a fun pop, what a fun deviation from black. I need to do this more often. So just as a standard pencil liner going right across your skin, these are great. They go on super easily, but I think another huge selling point for these liners, which are retractable by the way, if you didn't notice, they are amazing in your waterline. They last so well, probably better than anything. Just somehow an amazing grip to that waterline, and then if you want to like kind of smudge it out down below in between the lashes like I usually do, great in that respect also. Like I think I talked about in the favorites video how it went through a shower. I thought I removed my makeup, but it was like still there. I'm not sure I can name anything that lasts as well as these do in the waterline. So get you some of those. Those are great. And then another very unique product from Mally that over the years other brands have attempted to do, but nobody has done it as well. And I'm talking about her Evercolor Face Defender, which is kind of like the ultimate touch-up product. So this is what you want to use, this kind of balmy sort of product. Think about like a clear deodorant, but maybe not quite as greasy. You take the sponge, you kind of twist it on there, and I mean, this makeup's pretty fresh today, so this ain't gonna do much. But if you're trying to mattify or you're trying to disguise the look of pores, patting this on over it is like a huge difference maker. And the texture of this is so important because every brand that has tried to do something like this has made their product in some cases not clear, so that's an issue, and then you see a film, or they've been too creamy. And here it's like you gotta rub your finger on there for a while and you see the smoothness. There is a silkiness, but it will not deposit this thick layer of balm on top of your already done makeup. It keeps it very thin and very minimal, just enough to make the difference and not develop some sort of patchiness on you. I keep this over here in my top makeup drawer. If I'm touching up my makeup later on in the day, I will often use this. It rarely gets talked about in my initial makeup process because that's just really not what this product is geared toward. Gosh, what a product for men in TV news or women too, you know, anybody who really wants the benefit of like a pressed powder without actually adding an additional layer of powder to the skin, but you just want to mattify, perfect, and kind of redisguise the pores. This is great for that. It's just been kind of funny how many products I've tried over the years, different brands who have taken a stab at the concept, but just really fallen short in a variety of ways. And Mally's got some other products I really like too, certain palettes that have really spoken to me, different mascaras here and there. But again, I'm trying to keep this video from being too overwhelming with products and just naming like a couple of the best from these different lines. And to me, I think her most standout things are probably those eyeliners and the Face Defender. So thank you guys for watching today. I hope this was enjoyable. I love talking about brands that don't get enough buzz, and I think it's going to be really fun to hear what you have to say about these brands or other brands in the comments section. So feel free to share with me down there. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed and if you want to see more of this kind of content. And yeah, I'll see you again soon. Bye guys.